Okay, okay. How you doing, Spy?
Yeah, I'm alright. I'm alright. You?
Good,
It's
good.
been Champions League.
Yeah,
I
just
think
been
I've been posting and jumping.
posting, making all the. I was
Have you
trying to.
checked Onyedika? Is it?
I've not even posted on Yedika's one yet. Yeah, but I was trying to make sure that this goes live so that people don't think that we've forgotten them,
Yeah,
and everything. We need to
yeah.
get more people tuned in on YouTube. If you guys are the people that are on YouTube right now, please share the link. Let's get more people tuned in on YouTube. Let me. Sorry, guys, just bear with me while we just complete this. I want to also see YouTube. Spencer, how you doing though? How was the weekend?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. At least we're preparing towards Christmas, so that's the most important thing now. The Christmas season is here. Christmas tree is up. Gifts are under. That's
Gifts are
it.
under already. I said
That's
gifts
it.
are under already.
Eh?
I said gifts are under already.
Now, we will drop them on there during Christmas, Christmas Day. People will open it. So
Nice, that's nice, that's nice. Over here, mommy. I mean, around me, I can feel the Christmas mood, but myself, I just stay inside my house with all the snow and everything. I beg.
Is this still in Canada?
Snow. Is it snow? We just they start. Snow. We just they start.
Mm-mm,
We are
mm-mm,
in for it though for the next like 4 or 5 months.
mm-mm. Hmm. That is massive. Come on, like, because hey, the 4 days we no use for here. We know how we suffered.
That's how we do it. Though. We
So how
get.
do people go to school then? Like,
I you will go. You say you you will not go. You they will clear road now. You go.
mm-mm. What
The
about
only
kids? No
the only
safety.
I see the thing is that the good thing is that I mean these are governments that plan now. So
Mm-hmm,
they know the amount of snow that they get each year.
mm-hmm,
So they plan for it. They are prepared for it. Like in my city where I live, we get a lot of snow.
mm-hmm,
So like there are all these like snow trucks on the road constantly. As the snow is falling, they are clearing it.
mm-mm,
They are salting the road. Like if you live in Canada now, like in the winter, you have to change to winter tires on your
mm,
car. You cannot use the same tire that you normally use on your car in the summer, in the winter.
mm-mm,
You
mm,
your car will just be skating on the ice.
mm-mm,
So you have to like so there are many precautions. You change your tires, they ice the road constantly, they are constantly clearing the road. Everybody knows that you have to clear the front of your house,
uh-uh,
all sorts of things.
uh-uh. What about
Winter is not fun though. Winter is not fun.
I know. What about subsidizing electricity or gas to heat up
They,
the house?
they don't subsidize so your gas bill they go high during winter. uh, that's it. Oh. Winter like this, your gas bill they go up because
Mm-mm,
obviously you are putting on heater constantly, all sorts of things. So
mm-mm.
we're just thinking about life. Everybody will be wondering. I'm just trying to complete one post on Instagram because the Champions League game just ended. So guys, please bear with me. But while waiting, please let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I see people on YouTube. I see people on Facebook. Please let me know where you guys are tuning in from so that I can just hail you very quickly. Let me see if I can just bring in our Instagram audience for a little bit. Let me see
Yeah,
if that.
just to attract them, but
Hmm. Let me see. But yes, please let me know where you guys are tuning in from. What part of the world are you in? If you're in Nigeria, where in Nigeria are you? Please let me know. Engage with us. We're friendly guys. Please engage with us. Let me see.
mm-mm.
Oh yeah, Dika. He had a good game, sure.
But Tella, I was really very with Tella. It was so tactical, you know, the way it was pressing. I was also impressed with Lookman. Come on, Lookman is
Lookman is. I
eh,
mean, Lookman every week he continues to show us that it's not a,
he's
it's
not a,
not,
it's,
it's not
yeah,
a small boy.
he's not a small boy.
He continues to show us every week. He's not a small boy at all.
He's really showing that he's really the best player around in Africa.
Yeah,
There's nobody close
you
to.
know. And see the goal that he scored today. It wasn't like it was some incredible goal. It was a good goal. But for me, I always look at it that see that innate ability that a player can have to create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's not like Atalanta were pressing, and they pass. It was him that just got the ball and he created something, and Courtois was there when expecting the shot.
Yeah.
He just enter, go. That ability, not many people have it. Not many. Not many.
Do you think your guy have it?
Which guy? Chidera Ejuke. He doesn't have it yet. Ejuke, see, we're already talking podcast talk. We never start. But see, Ejuke has the ability to create moments, special moments, just flashes here and there. But can he create something out of nothing? Like when I say something meaningful, like a goal like that. Not just say you dribble somebody. Like, can he do that? No, not yet. He has not yet shown us.
What about Simon?
See, Simon can do it once every 10 games. Simon can do it, but his own is once every 10 games.
Yeah.
Where you just like that last game now, where you just be like, whoa, who is this guy? How is he so good? Then the next few games, even he might score, but it will not be anything like wow, like that. Then he will now score another wow again. Because Simon, every season, Simon, they always get like 5 goals where you go, they look and say, this guy, maybe he will score 1 free kick, he will score 1 screamer that he dribble people. So every season he always has like 5 goals that are always top.
Yeah, I just hope that I saw Lookman provide that's goal, that last ball, and that Luther guy missed that ball. I was like, that's a very poor technique to execute the finish like that. You also need to put your body. Don't just, you don't need to put your leg. That Atlanta, that miss, just put your body to the ball. It's gonna be in the net. You want to finish with okay, you're live on that.
Yeah, we're live on Instagram to let them know that they need to be tuning in on YouTube so that they don't miss the actual.
Like to stay on. I don't know why Instagram is doing for them.
So if you're on Instagram, shout out to you guys. Shout out to John Jones tuning in from Damascus. Damascus, Nigerians, we travel. Shout out to John Jones in Damascus.
Don't mind John Jones. John Jones is in Canada.
Okay, because I fear
Damascus.
I fear waiting person they find for Damascus in the middle of all this their Middle East war. Well.
anywhere you guys on Instagram, we are eating now. Go on YouTube.
But yeah, please, all of you that are on Instagram, please switch over to YouTube. We are about to kick off the show proper. I see you, Pius. Join us on YouTube, Pius. Shout out to you, lawyer. We're about to kick off the show proper. I'm just finalizing this Onyedika's post, and then we'll get into it. But please, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, if you're on X, anywhere, please tune into the program now on YouTube. That's where the main show is going to be airing. And yeah, just before we kick things off, like I said, please keep letting me know where you guys are watching from. I've only seen John Jones to hail so far, so please guys, please let me know where you're tuning in from so that I can keep on hailing you before we start the main program. I see more people are coming on YouTube. Shout out to you guys. Thank you very much. And please like the video if you're on YouTube. Please do us that favor and just hit the like button. I promise you it costs you nothing. 0 naira, $0, £0, €0, 0 rupees, whatever currency you spend, it costs you nothing to hit the like button. So please do that now. And if you want to spend money to support the channel, yes, you can leave a super chat, you can leave a super sticker, you can become a member of the channel. You can of course buy our merchandise as well on eaglestrackershop.com. Those are different ways that you can support. But the free support always is just to hit the like button on the video on YouTube. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, just hit that subscribe button. It costs you absolutely nothing. It takes a second of your time and it does a world of good for us. So thank you very much, guys. I see you, Ayodeji. I see you, Shueto Babatunde. We're about to kick things off. Shout out to you on Instagram. Please, if you're on Instagram, switch over to YouTube. I see you, Elonin from Los Angeles, California. Peter is in Ontario. Ontario is quite big. Where in Ontario are you? But please make sure you're switching over to YouTube as well. It is Eagle Striker on YouTube. We have quite a number of topics for you guys today. So I want us to get into it in the next 3 minutes. Let me see how many more comments, if there's anybody else. It said Retiogi deserves Koboko Tsigogo. Okay. Peter says he's in Ajax, Ontario. Shout out to you. I don't know anybody that lives there, interestingly. I mean, it's the general thing that they call him, but I don't know anybody that lives in Ajax exactly. He said, Ayo, is there a new update on the coach? Jeff, to find out, switch over to YouTube and watch the show. To find out, switch over to YouTube and watch the show. Thank you very much. Switch over to YouTube and watch the show. We are kicking off in less than 2 minutes. So please switch over to YouTube. If you're on Instagram, if you're on Facebook, if you're on X, switch over to YouTube because that's where we're going to be airing the actual program once we start talking. Etedem Philip is all the way from Abuja, the capital of Nigeria. Shout out to you, Etedem Philip. Steve Onoli says, good morning from India. Good morning, Steve. You're always a regular on the program. I appreciate you. You know, I don't know what time it is, but it's morning. So you're starting your morning with us, you know, and for that, I say thank you. Okay, Smith.
Yeah.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Okay, Instagram final call. Please switch over to YouTube now. Thank you.
I think they are listening. They are already choosing to YouTube.
Yeah, a lot of people are switching, but the rest of you that are there, switch over to YouTube now. Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, let's go, Smith.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching or listening to us from. This is the Naija FC podcast, where we bring you raw, unfiltered, honest opinions on all the hottest topics and everything regarding Nigerian football. As always, I'm your host, Ayoti, and I have with me my reliable co-host, the Nigerian Football Encyclopedia.
Thank you, Mr. Midlai. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Thank you for bringing me on again. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in, everyone that's here. Thank you for tuning in, everyone that's going to be pouring in as we, get things going. Once again, please, if you are here, make sure you hit the like button. It costs you absolutely nothing. It does a world of good for us, guys. So please just show your support. Hit that like button. It does a lot for the channel, and we would appreciate you as you do so. We would really, really appreciate you as you do so. So, Smith, like, another Tuesday, another podcast. We have a lot to cover today. Hopefully, we're able to get through everything on time. You guys can see I'm smiling today. I'm in a fairly good mood, even though my day started badly. I had a little bit of a scare that I was going to have to cancel today's program. I texted Smith, like I said, Smith, I'm not sure. I might have to cancel today's show. But thankfully, everything worked out for good. So I'm all smiles and, we're able to talk football. As always, I would want to kick it off by doing my usual rundown of different performances of Nigerian players over the weekend who did well, and just giving kudos to who I think kudos is due. This past week, we saw an uptick from the previous week, so a lot more Nigerian players actually played well this past weekend. I'll start from the goalkeeper. So we had two goalkeepers to note, one male, one female. The female, of course, Chiamaka Nnadozie for Paris FC. And then the male goalkeeper to note this week was Sebastian Osigwe, who had a good performance, made 3 good saves for FC Lugano in their 4-1 victory over Lucerne. That is over in Switzerland. You know, Osigwe is a bench player for them usually. So when I saw him getting the start in this game, I was excited, and he had a good game. Unfortunately, he conceded 1, but he had a good game. Defenders, we had Jordan Torunariga with a clean sheet, 7 clearances, 3 goals, 1, 2 interceptions for Kaa Ghent. Gabriel Osho had a good game, kept a clean sheet, 5 goals, 1, 3 clearances for Auxerre. Favor Ogbu kept a clean sheet, 5 clearances, 4 goals, 1, 3 interceptions, 2 tackles, and 1 chance created, all from centre back for Alwada. Joseph Olowu, 8 clearances, 6 goals, 1, 3 interceptions for Doncaster. Junior Pius scored a goal from centre back for GD Chavez. Chibuke Unwaiwu, another good game for him, 9 clearances, 7 goals, 1, 3 interceptions for Wolfsberger. Uchenna Arirevzim kept a clean sheet, won 6 goals, made 3 tackles, and also created three chances from defense. So that was a good one. And then Godzilla Bolo kept a clean sheet and had a good game for AEK Lanaka. For the midfielders, Azibuike Okechukwu, you guys might know him. He had 2 tackles, 5 goals, 1, and a good performance for Erzurumspor over there in Turkey. Afiz Aremu, 4 goals, 1 for Kaiserslautern in the German 2nd division. Anthony Dennis with 5 goals, 1, and a chance created for Göztepe in Turkey. We also had Peace Effie, the Super Falcons player, with 2 goals and 1 assist for Ofi Crete in Greece. So that was a good one for her. Fisayo Dele Bashiru had a good game as well for Lazio with 2 goals, 1, 2 clearances, 97% passing, and Jennifer Echegini also had a good game, creating 2 chances for PSG. And then Bruno Oyemechi surprisingly played on the left side of midfield for Boavista in this game, and he had a good performance while playing from that left side of midfield, winning 3 tackles and winning 10 goals as well in the 1-1 draw. And then moving on to the attackers, lots of attackers performed well this past weekend. Ademola Lookman, 1 goal, 1 chance created for Atalanta. Shout out to him. Philippe Azango, he scored a goal for the 2nd game in a row for Spartak Trnava. Victor Moses, playing from left wing back, had a good game with 2 tackles, 2 chances created, 6 goals, 1 for Luton. Rinsela Bajide, she scored a goal, she created a chance for UDC Tenerife against Ajibade's Atletico. Moses Simon scored a wonder goal and also created 4 chances while completing 4 dribbles for Nantes. Andrew Idoko was also on target for Hapoel Jerusalem in Israel. And then Peter Onyekachi scored 2 goals for Hapoel Eka. Tony Unwakeme scored a goal for Trabzonspor. Edna Imade scored a goal for Granada. Tolu Arokodare got an assist for Genk. Ifoma Onumonu scored another goal for Montpellier. Gift Monday, 4 chances created for Tenerife. Victor Osimhen, 1 goal from the spot and another chance created for Galatasaray. Josh Maja, 1 goal, 2 chances created for West Brom. Friday Etim, 1 goal for CD Mafra. Abubakar Gali, 1 goal and 1 assist for Slovan Liberec in the Czech Republic. Taufik Ismail, 2 dribbles, 3 interceptions, 3 goals, 1 for Gonik Zabzbe in Poland. Peter Olawale with 1 goal for Hapoel North Hagalil in Israel. Ima Uchegbu with 1 goal and 3 chances created for AS Trenchin in Slovakia. And then finally, our star of the week for this week was Emeka Eze, who scored 2 goals and provided 1 assist while also winning 9 goals for Pendikspor over there in Turkey. Oof, let me catch my breath for 1 second. Lots of players, of course, as you can see. If you guys have been following our social media pages, we've been publishing the numbers over the past weekend. On any given match day, we are tracking north of 90 different games from about 50-something plus different leagues. So there's always many players to watch. And here I just tried to narrow it down to the ones that did well. So imagine if I wasn't narrowing it down, you know. And at the same time, that's why sometimes when people ask me that, oh, why don't you post this player on your page? Why don't you post that player on your page? I will just answer that if I post every single player we play ball, we're not going to. I could just say post from today till tomorrow. If I actually say we want to post every single player that plays, nobody will sleep. Even you will get tired of seeing the post because the number of Nigerian players are so many. But like as always, I'll talk about some specific, players and performances, and we'll get into it. So let's start with Fulham against Arsenal. Alex Iwobi and Calvin Bassey, of course, were in action for Fulham in this one. and they held Arsenal to a 1-1 draw. How do you think our boys performed in this one? Of course, it will be going up against his former club, Basi against a formidable Arsenal team. What did you think of the game?
No, good game, good game. The guys actually did well, and especially Alex Iwobi. If you look at when they were actually when Fulham went to a back line of like five. Alex Iwobi was the right wing back. He was the one trying to stop the run of was it Timber? So good performance. It was more of a tactical game, than to see all these individual brilliance. But the two players gave good account of themselves and good. I was happy today when they are trying to analyze the Liverpool game, Liverpool against Fulham. So on TNT Sports here, so the guy said that Liverpool will beat Fulham because there's no Kevin Bassey. So just to tell you how they actually would appreciate his contribution to Fulham this season. So for me, they actually they did well. They did well. But it was a more tactical game. Yeah.
Yeah, but shout out to them. It was definitely a more tactical game. Like even the way Iwobi himself was used, you could say he will move him from one position to another to go and cover a threat in defense. He'll move him to the left to go and help out a little bit. Move him to the so it was very tactical. They were trying to curb the threat of us now, and I mean it worked out for them. They got the point. So good stuff. And somebody, TC Google said Marco Silva loves Iwobi. He never takes him off. That is very true, man. The guy obviously likes Iwobi, obviously trusts him. And Iwobi is doing the job, he's repaying the faith that the manager is showing in him. So why would the manager not keep trusting him? So yeah, shout out to them for that one. Another player that I want to talk about is a Super Eagles player who unfortunately went off with a knock this past weekend. I'm talking about Wilfred Ndidi. We don't know the extent. I don't know. I've not seen any reports officially from Leicester City since that happened. But seeing Ndidi go down injured is obviously not, walk off injured is obviously not the nicest sight considering the injuries that he has had in the past. But yes, Milai, what did you think about that? Do you think if it's an injury that maybe keeps him out for 4 weeks? How do you think it can affect his performances, or do you think we shouldn't be worrying so much about it?
For me, no matter if it's Wilfred's injury, you have to be worried about it because this is like becoming like every season. There's no way that we go the season without picking up an injury. Maybe it's like for me, I just think that the coach too should learn how to manage him. We know that he's 20-something years of age, but sometimes you don't play him every game. Because if I'm not mistaken, I think he actually played midweek and he also played again started the weekend again. I think he has gotten to a stage in his career that, unfortunately I have to say this, he cannot play every game. You need to look for a way to actually manage him. Though the injury came like a blessing in disguise too, because he allowed Ruvan Nistelrooy to change formation. And when he changed the formation, he went to 2 up front, brought in Pasindaka. They were able to put pressure on Brighton, and they actually drew the game, even nearly won that game. But no thanks to Igor, the guy they brought from Brighton, that they brought him to defend, but it was the one that even cost them that victory. So for me, it's a very big miss, but I just hope that it will not take too long for him to actually to recover. He's a fantastic player. I just hope that the coach will understand that he cannot play every game, that they need to actually manage his minutes.
Unfortunate that we're talking about him like he's some 35-year-old man. The way you are saying, you cannot play every game, he's not some old man. But I mean, obviously, he has dealt with injury issues in recent years. I really hope there's nothing serious. I should have done my research before coming on this podcast. Apologies for that, guys. But I did not. Yeah, but I did not see any news from Leicester City or anything like that about it. So I don't really have an update for you. But yeah, unfortunate one, and I hope it's nothing serious, and we can see Ndidi back on the field. Maybe just miss one match and back on the field or something. Okay, moving forward very quickly. Another player to talk about, highlight him, probably the most discussed player on this podcast, Victor James Osimhen. Victor Osimhen, of course, scored his 10th goal of the season for Galatasaray. I think he also broke the Galatasaray record, becoming the first Galatasaray player to have 8 goal contributions in his first 9 matches, something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was. Scored his 10th goal of the season from the penalty spot, but he won the penalty himself, converted it. Fantastic penalty, I must say. Osimhen is normally a poor penalty taker. That was a fantastic penalty, so I was impressed. Maybe he has started training on it, and he's going to get better, because that's the reason why they don't allow him take penalty at Napoli, because when he takes, he used to miss. So hopefully he's getting better at it. But 10 goals of the season. So it's like when Osimhen joined Napoli, I set the target for him. I said between now and the end of 2024, you have 19 matches. Score me 20 goals. Yes, we know he got injured along the way. So he's not going to get to play all the 19 matches. But so far, in the Europa League, Osimhen has 4 matches, 3 goals. And in the Turkish League, he has 9 matches, 7 goals. So that is 13 matches, 10 goals. Before the year should run out, like I said, I give him to the end of the year. He has 1, 2, 3 more matches. So can he score 10 more goals in the next 3 matches to hit my target?
He's even injured.
He's even injured. I mean, sure. I haven't forgot that he injured in their last game. They released
he's even injured. So for me, I just think that his injury has been unfair to him. And I think that I don't think he will hit your target. That is my own opinion. I don't think so. I think make it allow and make it rest. But I just think that at least he did well. He did well. 3 goals in Europa League, 7 in the Turkish League 2, despite playing against a very good Galatasaray. I'm not really a big fan of them. They don't know how to defend.
They don't know how to defend at all.
They don't know how to defend at all. Like at all, they have no idea of how to defend. So for him to be trying in that type of team, if good offers come in January, I would love him to leave. It's not a place I can stay for so long. If you do that play for Batshuayi,
for where? Oh, he said she leave for Batshuayi. But yeah, I mean, shout out to Victor Osimhen, man. Obviously, you're injured now, so you will not hit my goal of 20 for the half season. Can he hit my goal of 30 for the full season?
I think he can.
So when he comes back, he can score the second half of the season. Second half of the season, he will play like, I don't know, maybe 20 matches or something.
So for example, if they play against all those Adona, this thing,
he can score 3-3 in others.
In the Turkish third division, playing the cup game. Maybe we can play the cup game, just
do
bring him in to come and
do like Kelechi. Okay. But yeah, shout out to Victor Osimhen. We'll keep on monitoring our progress. Every week we go to monitor you. Yeah, that's superstar. You get superstar pressure. You cannot avoid it. Okay, let's talk about another player. This one, I want to introduce a topic that will probably dive deep a little bit into next week, but I'll introduce it now. Moses Simon. Moses Simon, of course, scored this fantastic goal for Nantes, over the weekend. Unfortunately, I cannot play it because of copyright issues. But dribbling past like 3 or 4 players, one of them won't fell on the floor, and from the left-hand side on the somehow close to the edge of the box, just curled it into the other corner. Fantastic, beautiful goal. And it got me thinking, now what are the best goals that were scored by Nigerian players in 2024? It just got me thinking. I was like, I know Osimhen scored some brilliant goals. I mean, Onuachu is nominated for the Puskás. He scored like 2 brilliant goals. I know I've seen a brilliant strike from Daniel Francis in the Danish league, or Waka Innsbruck. Lookman, of course, has. I mean, even that is Europa League final goal. There's some beautiful goals. So it just got me thinking, like, what is the best goal of any Nigerian player this week? So that's something that maybe we can take 1 week to go and think of some more goals. Our audience, I'm giving you guys the assignments to think of the goals that you can remember, whether by a superstar or by a player in a lower league that maybe people did not really notice him like that because it was just think of all the goals you can remember seeing. I want to know who are the Nigerian players that scored the beautiful goals, and we'll talk about them next week. So yeah, that's just the assignment. But Shout out to Moses Simon for that one, man.
Yeah.
Okay. For the female players, let's just touch on two female players quickly before we jump to the next overall topic. Ifeoma Onumonu, fifth game in a row with a goal.
Mm-hmm.
This girl that Nigerian fans won't finish her or say she knows Sabi play anything. She's not good. She's not this. Oh, why is Wardrum calling her? Blah blah blah. 5 in a row. So like, I don't care which level you are playing. No, to score 5 games in a row is not easy. You are now playing in France. That is one of the top leagues in Europe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you score 5 games in a row. In those 5 games, she puts 2 past our own Chiamaka. How how well is this girl playing right now? Bear in mind, I think she's 30 years old, but how well is she playing right
now? She's fantastic player, and she seems to like she left her comfort zone. She was abroad based and born in America. She grew up in America, part of the American college system, But now she was not even playing regularly in her club side, in America, but she left to Montpellier, and that is good sacrifice. She left everything she used to do in America, and she actually moved to Montpellier, and she's been performing well. With this type of performance now, don't be surprised that some clubs too might actually come for her because she seems so consistent. Even if you look at her performance too against France for Nigeria, there's a change. She already performed better even than some games that she played for Nigeria. So for me, I think she's actually doing well. And I was even hearing in camp that when she came, she was saying, Chiamaka, I score you. So like, just to we see the rivalry. And I think Jennifer Chigini to score Chiamaka.
Echegini's own, they did not give the goal to her.
Okay, you give the goal to her.
They
Okay,
gave the goal to Katoto.
Okay. I didn't get the goal to her. So for me, because Chiamaka saw that she can never score.
It is not going to score. Yeah.
She can never score that against that. So for me, I'm really really happy with it from Onumonu, and also some players too can take a lead from her. Players like Azozie, they can leave their comfort zone, and move elsewhere and see and try their luck elsewhere. Players like who was again there? Nico Payne did, that Nico Payne did.
And I interviewed Nico Payne, and she spoke about how when she moved to Paris, just for that short 8 months or so that she was in Paris, she said just getting to train with those players, getting to play at that level, it was just different. It's just different. And that's the thing with that I find interesting with the USA league in the women's football, because the women's league, the NWSL, is a strong league, but it's not a very good league for, I think, developing. For a young player just coming up, if you are not like a super talent, it's not very easy for you to develop in that kind of league. You kind of need to go into Europe a little bit, I think, and develop. Then when you're ready to play, when you're ready, you can now come and play in the NWSL. If you're a young player that is a super talent, and hey, you might be ready in the NWSL from the jump. But if you are somebody that still needs a little bit of refining, it's not the NWSL that usually does it for them. But yeah, shout out to Onumonu for that one, man. We'll keep on watching you. We'll see if you can get another goal in the coming match. Okay, and then final player to wrap up our weekend review, Edna Imade, player for Granada CF. I have been monitoring this girl. Gradually, I've been posting her recently. She keeps on performing. She scored a goal now that I think it took her up to second in the Liga F goal scoring. I think she was tied with Ewa Pajo of Barcelona. I think she has 8 goals in league. So fantastic return so far. Doing better than Ajibade. Doing better than Monday. Doing better than Babajide. She's currently the best performing Nigerian player in Europe. That's the reality. How seriously do we need to take this girl? Looking forward to like the next international break.
Yeah, one thing about her basically is that I don't know, maybe the authorities actually are aware of her exploits, because sometimes they might never know that she's actually there performing well. But I think that someone like Rashida too, and should be able to like inform them that there's this girl, maybe she can actually help Nigeria. I know that there's this agenda of own base, but sometimes too, if we are trying to get good home-based players too, you should not ignore some foreign players that are doing well at the very highest level. So for me, she's raw, she's powerful, and she's a very, very good player. I don't think we should take it too long before we actually want to give her a call up. I think that's it, and I think that she will actually she's ready to play for Nigeria.
She's very paid for Nigeria, and I chatted with her briefly after the game. You know, she's believe me, if they call her up tomorrow, she's happy. You know, that's as much as I can say. You know, we did not do interviews, so she did not give me anything to tell the public. But what I can say is that I'm sure that if she gets a call up tomorrow, she'll be very, very happy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's where we're going to wrap up on our players and our performances from this past weekend. Let's just quickly acknowledge the UEFA Champions League games that went on today. Again, once again, shout out to Ademola Lookman for his goal against Real Madrid. Shout out to Nathan Taylor for his wonderful display and effort for Bayer Leverkusen in their narrow 1-0 victory over Inter Milan. And then shout out to Rafael Oedica as well for a good performance in Club Brugge's 2-1 victory over Sporting CP. And then if we switch over just a little bit to the English Championship, we also had Elijah Adebayo on target for Luton Town scoring the winner. And then Victor Moses, fantastic performance from Victor Moses from the left wing back position. So that's what happened with Nigerian players that played today. Not weekend, but today. Okay. Let me just take the comments very, very quickly to see what people are saying. Enyimba says, Ayo, please judge Victor based on the percentage of games played, which is fantastic. He has done very well so far. Yes, it's based on percentage of games played. Rather, yes. See, the thing is that Victor is Victor, man. Like, don't tell me to judge Victor on this with the same zeal that I judge Sadiq, or with the same zeal that I judge Arokodare, or with the same zeal that I judge even a Boniface. No, I judge Victor at a very, 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 very different standard. You know, if Erling Haaland can be doing 1.2 goals per game in the English Premier League, why is Victor doing 0.9 per game in Turkey? So that's the standard that I compare Victor to the world's best strikers. I don't compare Victor to some and say, oh, he has 10 goals in 13 matches. Oh, so I'm so excited. Well, Haaland is doing better than that in the Premier League. So what are you telling me? So please, I judge Victor on world-class standards, not on Nigeria class, like I said. I will explain Nigeria class to you guys on this program today as well. But yeah, okay. Moving on to the comments. Let me see. Yeah, John Jones says only one who is balling. John Jones says, yeah, NWSL is like the EPL for women's football, so it's a high level. Olu says the goal was later given to Eche Guinea at IOT. Later given where? Because I checked on this thing website and it wasn't given to her. So maybe tell me where you saw it and I'll verify. John Jones says Imade is the real deal. Olu says Imade should be given a chance ASAP. And the entire world says Victor Osimhen needs to leave the Turkish league by January. But the way things are going, everybody is saying that January is not happening. That is until the summer. That's what everybody is saying. That is until the summer. Okay. That someone said, he said, why you skip my comments? Because your comment has nothing to do with what we're currently discussing, my brother. Your comment has nothing to do with what we're currently discussing. Okay, moving forward. Let's talk about our Nigerian football clubs. You know, our what would I call them? Our shining lights of Nigerian football from back home. First of all, in the CAF Confederations Cup, you know, our sole representative in the continental competitions, Enyimba, were in action against Zamalek. Unfortunately for them, they were unable to get the win in that one. They played out a 2-2 draw. The good part is that they came back from 2-0 down. So they even fought hard to get that point that they managed to get in the game. But again, they had to fight back from 2-0 down, you know, secure a point. 2 games played in the group. They are currently on 1 point and are in 3rd position. Smithline, so far, you know, should we be concerned or is this still okay?
For me, I think we should not actually be concerned. You know, I think you see, you know, there's still a lot of time, so I think that there's no really cause for alarm. That's actually what my take on that.
Okay, there's no cause for alarm. Okay, yeah, okay. I just checked now. The goal indeed was switched to Jennifer.
Oh, that's good.
Because I know for the first 2 days it was Marika Toto, but I just checked it now. They indeed actually switched it to Echegini. So shout out to Chekini for that. Shout out to
Yeah.
Chekini for that.
Oh.
Um, okay. Hybrid says I can't really rely on Osimhen being fit. That's the unfortunate reality. You cannot rely on
Mm-hmm.
Osimhen being fit right now.
Mm-hmm.
He gets injured every season. It's just the facts. And with all due respect to Osimhen, when all the transfer saga was going on, I remember it was one of the things that I mentioned about why somebody might not want to pay Osimhen as much as what he's asking for. Because again, Osimhen, you are guaranteed. Osimhen is missing 10 matches a season, guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's missing 10 matches at least. Then if he's an AFCON year, he's going to now miss more when he goes to AFCON as well.
Mm-hmm.
So for any club that is signing him, it's a big gamble. You get a player, pay him that kind of big money to play 20 matches in a season when his mates are playing 60.
Mm-hmm.
you know, so, so yeah, it's a difficult one, but hopefully he can get fit ASAP, and
Okay.
it's nothing too serious. Okay, let's push forward. Okay, so we spoke about Enyimba in the we spoke about Enyimba in the Confederations Cup.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, in the Nigerian Professional Football League, I mean, lots
So
of
let,
stuff.
let, let me just say something
Okay.
about that Enyimba thing. They have a double header against Black Bulls
Hmm.
also of Mozambique. So they need to get 7 points. They need to get 6 points from that to make it 7. If they can get 6 points from those two games against Black Bulls, that means that they will qualify for the. I don't think. I think they will qualify if they can get 6 points from that. Then they still have one home game against Al Masry,
Hmm.
in Uyo. So that means that they can actually qualify if they take their chances. So, because they were lucky not to win the game against Amalek.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And just an FYI, there are 5 Nigerian players on Black Bulls of
Mm-hmm.
Mozambique. So just something to note: 5 Nigerian players in Black Bulls of Mozambique. Okay, moving forward. Okay, NPFL. Let me know before they say I skip NPFL. I skip NPFL. The NPFL, Nigeria Professional Football League, of course, in action again over the weekend. I think we had 9 matches. Enyimba's game was postponed. I believe they are playing tomorrow. Because of the Confederations Cup game that they had to take part in. Very quickly, some of the results from this past weekend. We had from match day 16 of the NPFL. Nasarawa United 1-0 victory over Lobby Stars. Shooting Stars 1-0 victory over Sunshine. Plateau United 3-2 victory over Heartland. Kano Pillars 1-0 win over Katsina. Bayelsa United with a 1-0 win over Ikorodu City. Rangers with a 1-0 win over Rivers United. Abia Warriors with a 2-1 win over Niger Tornadoes. Remo Stars with a 2-0 victory over El Kalemi Warriors. And then Aqua United with a 1-1 draw against Bendel Insurance. And on the table, we have Remo Stars sitting top of the log with 29 points after 16 matches. And then Rivers United in second, also with 29 points. But Remo Stars have +8 goal difference, whereas Rivers United have +7 goal difference. So it's tight at the top. And then in third position, we have Rangers defending this thing champion from last year in third position. So with 27 points as well, it's very, very tight. 2 points separating the top three. In fourth place, Ikorodu City with 24 points. Fifth place, Shooting Stars also with 24 points. It's a tight MPFL season. That's the reality. But Smilai, what are your thoughts on this past week?
It's always tight every year. There's no big difference between between maybe the first and the fifth team. You can see that maybe probably next week, Rivers will play home game, they will win. Remo will play away game, they will lose. So the top of the table two will change hands.
Mm,
So for me, it's been like that, and there's there's no big difference in quality between the teams playing currently here. You can see that Ikorodu that was nearly last on the table,
mm,
just spring. They are now fifth or so on the table. So there's no really big difference between those teams. But what I would just say basically is that you know, don't expect to see Remo again in the on top of the table next week. It's gonna be a different team. So that's how it has been like changing. For me, tight, you can say tight, but Rangers that defense were really like really abusing at how the season. They're now third on the league table. So to tell you that you know nothing is the league is just there's no big difference between those teams. So for me, No, I see until the last game. That's when we know that. What's it called? That's when we know that maybe there's a clear winner. But you can never see like a 10-point lead in NPFL. Never.
Okay. Let us see how things play out in the coming weeks. But shout out to Remo Stars top of the table, and best of luck to Lobby Stars currently bottom of the table. Okay, moving on to the next topic of conversation for today.
Sorry,
Let's
before we move on to the next topic, you just want to give shout out to Brandy Day, officially confirmed to sign for Enyimba. Big news for the NPFL. You said this thing before that our stars about should be coming, though Ahmed Musa has something like a cult following, in Nigeria, anywhere he goes to. But it's not popular, but I think that it's still good for the Nigerian league. Welcome to the NPFL. It's going to help Enyimba with the league and also what the CAF Conference Cup.
Yeah, I was going to get to it in a bit when we reach transfers, but
Okay.
but still, shout out to Brandy there. That one, I think for me, it came a little bit out of left field. I wasn't really expecting to hear that. I just heard, oh, Idea is joining. I was like, okay, interesting. Okay, so again, you guys are confusing me so much that I had to go and check again because this person in the comment did not want to stop talking about it. Olu. So with that Echegini, this thing go. Yeah, telling me check Forza. I always like to check official sources, and I know I had checked it before. If you go now to the official league website, they are still giving the goal to Katoto. So me, I know what I'm talking about when I spoke initially. If you go to the official league website, it's not Forza that officially records the statistics for the league. It's not Live Score that officially gives them their statistics. So officially, right now, if you go on the league's website, they gave the goal to Katoto. I know that Forza and SofaScore gave it to Echegini, but on the league's website, it's given to Katoto. So do with that information what you please. Um, Okay, let us move on. So let's talk about Nigerian players that maybe are or have been out of action for a little bit because of injuries. In particular, let's talk about Maduka Okoye, the Super Eagles goalkeeper. Maduka Okoye has been in impressive form for um, Udinese over the past season and a half now. Of course, we got called up again into the Super Eagles squad. Of course, got to play again in that last match. After Umar Bali had to leave the side, and then unfortunately he suffered an injury and is had to have surgery on his right wrist. And no, right now I've not seen anywhere where they give us like very specific timeline of his recovery. But what a lot of people are saying is that it should take about 4 weeks, maybe 6 weeks. Um, but yeah, still, it's not a good thing. Obviously, we want him to be fit in time for March when we have to go to World Cup qualifiers. But yeah, it was very sad to hear. Injuries are never good, especially when you're now doing well. They are much worse. So I'm just wishing Maduka Okoye the quickest recovery. Hopefully everything goes well. Obviously, a goalkeeper when you injure your wrists, that's also not a good thing because that's your main tool. So hopefully the wrist gets healed as even stronger than it was before, and he's able to come back and play at a higher level. Bismillah, did you have any thoughts on that one?
No, for me, it's just it came at a bad time for Maduka Okoye. He's been having a good run. He's the undisputed fourth choice of Udinese, but for him to just have that injury and it's just sad. That's one thing about goalkeeper. He said, goalkeeper they have less risk of injury, but before you know, it could be training, it could be anything. Your hand don't twist. So I just wish him quick recovery. I've been hearing it's going to be like 6 to 8 weeks, but in the area, they will soon go on break. So for me, I think Madu Akoye should be back by February,
Mm.
start playing. But I just hope that the new goalkeeper will not perform as good as Madu Akoye,
Well,
that he won't be on the bench because now they won the game. They won the game against Monza. So I was checking that he should
but
be
that one is Monza now. That one is.
he should be considered, he should be considered so that when Madika come, can come and take his rightful place.
Mm. Okay. Shout out to Maduka. Wishing you the best. And then let's talk about switching over to a little bit of positive. Um, Two players that have been out for some time and are gradually getting back on their feet and working closer towards their return to football. I'm talking about Zedu Sanusi and, of course, Terem Murphy. Super Eagles players, both of them out with ACL injuries. Smith, like, what's latest on their recovery? You know, are we expecting to see them next week, next month,
Yeah,
next month?
Zidane Sanusi already played for Porto B.
Mm,
He started 2 games for Porto B, and it was on the bench for Porto A, the first team of Porto in the Europa League game against Anderlecht.
mm,
So, but I don't know what happened this last weekend. He wasn't playing for Porto B. It was not even available for the main team of Porto. So, but the good thing is that at least it's on the pitch. So he's training and everything. I know that there's no any relapse from that. This thing, there's no setback. But
mm.
that's what we know. He played 90 minutes for Porto B. So I just think that he's very close to recovery. So maybe
But
probably next year.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I mean, he played, but these games I was referring to when, like you mentioned, they were in November when he
Yeah.
played those 2 games. Then he
Yes.
didn't play for some time. Then he was on
Yeah.
the bench in Europa League. Then,
Probably again.
then now he has gone again. So
Gone again.
hopefully it's not a setback.
It's
Hopefully
not
it's not
said
a
well.
setback,
Yeah.
and we're
Yeah.
able to see him. Maybe the coach is just wanting
Trying
to
to be careful.
wanting to bring him in, very
Yeah.
carefully and slowly.
Yeah,
Um,
and his replacement too, Francisco Moura, that was bought the ball from Family Cow, in the Portuguese league. He has been performing well, the 25-year-old Portuguese, he's been performing well in that position too. But let's just hope and wish Edu Sanusi the best of luck. And so I was also Terry Murphy too. I know he posted. He's been very active on social media now. I think he posted one thing about going to America
he
also.
posted a lifestyle video I saw.
And that's a video. When Boniface replied that, so don't post them before now. So don't see it. So I think it's also
Maybe the first post did not get enough likes.
they
So
don't get enough like you want to put them and say you can go stay and die. So and I'm happy that he's now getting back. But it's just that these guys, the funniest thing is that when they are out injured like this, they seem to detach themselves from national team. You know, like they don't just say, "Oh, guys, best of luck."
they don't act like they are part of the
They
team.
don't. Yes, they don't act as if they are part of the team because, for example, now when we lost to Rwanda, that was when Murphy just posted something.
Mm.
Immediately after we lost to Rwanda, he posted maybe when he was training, or so things like that. So for me, I just say I'm happy for Terry Murphy, and also Charles Oshidera Juke is back on the grass finally, but he didn't make the bench against Atletico Madrid last Sunday, and how they capitulated, against Atletico Madrid. I'm talking about Sevilla. So Eduque did not make the bench, but he's back on the pitch, and I think maybe probably before they go for Christmas holiday, Eduque should be getting minutes for Sevilla. They're not doing well now, so they need their star man back.
They need all the help that they can get. The other Nigerian we have is not helping them too much. So they, need, they really do need all the help they can get.
Yeah, it's not helping at all.
Oh, man. But yeah,
Yeah.
Zedu and Murphy, looking forward to seeing you back on the field very soon. And your guy that is a beast. That one enjoy. You never miss time. He's already playing 90 minutes again. Uche.
Yes, like I said, the guy is a beast. He's a beast. He's a beast. It's not. I'll tell you that when it's an injury, he get this repellent for injury. So forget about that. They tested him, just realized that he's someone he can still manage because the guy's go on break very soon too. At least he go relax.
For at
After
least
some
like
time now.
almost for 1.5 weeks at least or something.
1.5 weeks, so at least he go actually what relax. So for me, I'm happy that he's back and he's back and better. That is it.
All right. Okay. Let's talk about transfers. You already jumped the gun on one of them, but I wanted to ask you. Obviously, when in December the transfer window opens again in January, time flies, man. It feels like just yesterday we were discussing summer transfer window. January
Yeah.
transfer window is already about to open again, and
Yeah.
of course, top performing Nigerian player doing exceptionally well, scored a goal again today, has been selected of transfer. Talking about Ademola Lookman.
Mm-hmm.
Ademola Lookman, of course, has been in the news again. Different clubs monitoring the situation. While now hearing loud noises from Italy about Juventus are trying to monitor the and know exactly what's going on. Smith, do you have any news on Lookman and potential transfers for us?
There's one thing about Lookman is this: if you put his name on Google now, you press news now, everybody is bidding for Lookman. everybody is bidding for Lookman. They want Lookman. The only club that is not really bidding for Lookman will be maybe probably Real
Chelsea.
Madrid. No, even Chelsea self, because if you have this guy, what's it called? If you have uh, Pedro Neto on the right, you can have Lookman on the left. It's not a bad option, you know. So for me, I think, but the one that is very loud now, I think, is Man United and PSG. You know, very very loud. I think Ruben Amorim, according to what they are saying, is a big fan of Ademola Lookman.
Hmm.
So, and they think that it can, if you what, work well in his 4-3-3 formation. You know, a 3-4-3 formation. He wants to play for United. He said that he want to launch like a probably like a £100 million something bid. They were trying to make that type of move for him. For that is also common to a new manager. When a new manager just joins a new club, they will link you to anybody. They have linked him to Boniface before. They have linked him to Osimhen before. They have linked him to
You
everybody.
my issue with Man U.
Mhm,
Lookman was there. You
mhm,
went to go and price half-baked Hoyland.
mhm. Yeah.
Lookman performed better than him that season.
Mhm,
Lookman performed better than Hoyland that season.
yeah.
Man U went to Atalanta to go and buy player.
Uh-huh.
They went to go and price Hoyland for how much? I don't remember how much they signed him. Lookman was
About
there. Their
a
player
lot,
of the year.
a lot of money.
Their player of the year, Lookman was there.
Mhm, mhm,
Now you want to come and sign him when he don't nominate for Ballon d'Or.
mhm.
You pay 3 on those. You would have signed him then. You would have at least got him maybe 50 million. You would have got 50 million for
Yeah.
him then.
You know, you know.
Because I remember then when they signed Hoyland, I was saying it's like, I don't know, is it because Lookman is an African? Like, it did not make any sense to me. How you
Mhm,
go to a club, you ignore their best player, and you go and carry one striker, we never do anything.
mhm.
Go on. What did you want to say, Abeg?
For me, I just think that it's just misjudgment too. Maybe probably that's why sometimes that thing it needs to be investigated sometimes. Because the way what he did, I don't understand. But I don't know who making that decision. But for me, I think he got some things wrong. Look at his exit too, that they went to go. I know that look at, so they have made some like horrible transfer decisions. So for me, I think it's just good that maybe probably is going to be joining and working with a good manager, because if you work under anything wrong, maybe the cost him by now. So probably because everything the way it looks like, I can even make a very good player look poor. So maybe with him now, with Ruben Amorim, maybe probably Lookman can actually thrive. But for me, PSG too, they're also looking for a way to actually get him, and also I think Juventus too, also looking for a way to actually get him. But even in fact, for me, how will I go live for Atlanta, top of the Syria, the Juventus struggling for results, in Syria? They forget about being the old lady, being a traditional team in England, in what's it called, in Italy. For Atlanta currently, they are playing better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what happens, Sha. I think I
Mhm.
would be, honestly, personally, I would be fine if he stays in Atlanta for the rest of this season.
Yeah.
Stay, score more goals, keep doing what you're doing, win another player of the year with them. Try
Hmm.
to see if you can win a trophy with them, maybe the
Yeah.
Coppa Italia or something. And then in the summer, explore your options fully and do what is best for you.
Yeah.
But the world is his oyster right now, man.
Yeah.
Ademola Lookman is absolutely on fire. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if he could have even imagined this kind of attention and hype that he's getting right now.
Mhm.
I mean, amazing stuff. Shout out to him. Fantastic, fantastic player. Okay. Let me see if there's any comments on Lookman very quickly. John Jones says Hoyland is so overrated. He said who is better between Fisher Deli Bashir and Bellingham? How about now? How about?
Mm-mm.
How about now? How about? Even Fisher
No,
go hide in face if you hear that question. If you
nah,
hear that
don't start with that.
Nigerians. Okay, let us move forward. Moving on to national team. Unfortunately, I did not have graphic for this, but the Flamingos of Nigeria are going to
Mhm.
be taking part in the Wafu B under 17 Girls Cup. Wafu B
Mhm.
under 17 Girls Cup. This is taking place between the 12th and the 26th of December 2024, and it is happening in Ghana.
Yeah.
They have two fixtures scheduled. One is on December the 12th against Niger Republic. That game is at 7 p.m. Nigerian time. That is
Mhm.
1 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. And then the other game is versus Cote d'Ivoire, the Ivory Coast. and that game is on December 16th at 4 p.m. Nigerian time. That is December 16th, 10 a.m. Eastern and 4 p.m. Nigerian time. So shout out to the Flamingos. It's my, under 17 Wafubi. Are they just, are we expecting them to just go and just clean the floor with everybody?
They should, but we should not forget that there's also Ghana too. Ghana used to participate in this 117, Women's World Cup until they got banned about 2 years ago. When one girl, she's in university already, posting that she's playing at 17 and she's she's in university. So I think
But some people enter university by 16 now.
no. Like I think so they were it was like they got it wrong. So when FIFA gave them the right of appeal to that this is happening, they could not respond. That means that they are guilty of what really happened. So Ghana used to participate, and I saw the legend himself, Abedi Pele. He went to the camp of the black media, calling the black millions. So to talk to them about winning the Wafubi. So not only Nigeria, but you expect Nigeria and Ghana to be the final. That is actually what's going to play out here. So it's going to be played in the center in Pram Pram in Ghana. So for me, I expect Flamingos to go there and should do well. But sometimes, when you see the host nation and Nigeria playing the final like this, it's always something. They're always very shady. But it's good that majority of the guests that played during the World Cup, they are the one going to play again in this Wafu B, which is actually was very good.
So the chemistry should be there. It's not as if they are learning the tactics all over again.
Yeah, and there's also the World Cup for under 17. It's going to be next year again because it's now every year.
Now and now. I don't know why they did that, but
though they just want youth development.
I know, but it's work for us.
It's just youth development. So for me, it's just a preparation towards that game too. And Africa is going to be having 4 representatives now. Each not. I think we're going to be having. Is it? I think we used to have 4. I think we used to have 4. It's not going to be like 6 or so. Yeah, I think so. I think that Frankie Street now we used to have this thing. So for me, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
Because imagine if you have to be traveling for every tournament now.
Mm-hmm.
Where the one in 2025 is where?
It's 2025 in Morocco.
Okay, Morocco, yes.
Yes.
October to November in Morocco.
Yeah.
So it's just stressful. Like if you're media now, you just nobody is paying for your flight. You just travel next year again. You could just say every year you get holiday will be FIFA holiday. I don't know. I understand it, but maybe they should have done it like every 2 years now. I don't know. It just seems a bit too often.
No, they just want to try and engage youths.
I know. I know the reasoning behind it. I don't fault the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
But me, I just even with the reasoning. Then the men's one is in Qatar.
Is in Qatar, yes.
You cannot even cover the both of them. You have to choose.
You have to choose. They just announced the date for the men's one.
It's in November. It's around the same time.
Yeah, 5 to 27th of November in Qatar. 48 teams. It's massive.
Let's see, Sha. Now I don't go mind go Qatar. I don't know where I go Qatar. That's not a bad destination. I've not been. It's not a bad destination.
Okay. So just to confirm, sorry, Africa will be having 5 slots
in the under 17 women's.
Yes, and UEFA 5 slots. So 5 for Africa and UEFA. So that's
just women or both men and women.
No, for men it's 10 for Africa.
For Africa.
Yes, 10 for Africa. 11 for UEFA for men. So that is massive.
Yeah.
10 is massive for Africa. Yeah.
That is actually massive.
It's massive.
It's 10 teams in the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, it's massive.
Okay. Let's see how it goes, Sha. Nigeria, in these big tournaments now, this is where you have to really show your hand and start to stand out and see how far you can get. It's not that when it's only 24 teams and you're reaching quarterfinal, you're feeling yourself, quarterfinal, Now that there's 48, the cards are stacked. You will surely face at least maybe one big boy. Let's see if you can hold your own, Okay, shout out to them for that. Moving on, I think we're going to wrap up with 3 more topics, largely focused around national teams, and then we'll wrap up with the CAF Awards because that is coming up on the 16th in a couple of days.
Yeah.
But yes, first one, switching over to the national team, of course, the Super Eagles, always a topic of contention. People are always either criticizing, discussing which player should be in the team, which player should not be in the team, discussing the coach, who should be the coach, who should not be in the coach. But now we've had recent reports, news stories, happenings, whatever you choose to call it. And I'm going to take two of them that are kind of tied together because it's all around the same coaching story. We initially read reports that Samson Siasia, former Super Eagles coach in his own right, had said that he felt like Osnegwavon needs to resign from the job, that he cannot play both the role of the Super Eagles coach as well as the role of the technical director of
Mhm.
the NFF, that he needs to drop one and stick with the other. And also, we've heard different reports that the NFF are actively looking to employ a foreign coach, emphasis on foreign, a foreign coach to take over the Super Eagles on a short-term basis. They apparently want the coach to come in and to qualify for the World Cup. They don't want to bring somebody on a long-term basis and then the person maybe doesn't achieve that goal of qualifying for the World Cup. So they're saying, okay, come and audition. You take us through these qualifiers. If you qualify ahead and if we extend, you say continue this job. It's been like, what are we? What do we think about these two things? Is it true that Eguavon needs to leave one of the jobs at least? And how do you feel about this supposed short-term contract for a foreign coach?
For me, I think it's not the government's fault that Nigeria did not employ a coach. And when there's a vacancy now, it's the sporting technical committee chairman that will come and actually fill in the gap. I remember even Chelsea brought in Evan Grant, if you remember, that when there was a vacancy. So, and it has happened in the past too. When we sacked Philippe Troze towards the 98th World Cup, Faniamu was the technical committee chairman there. He took over the team before we employed Bora Milutinovic going to the 1998 World Cup. So it's not new to have a short, what's it called? It's a manager to just take temporary charge of the team. But my issue is this. After the game in Kigali against Rwanda, Eguavon said that his job is done with the team, that they only contacted him for what? For 2 games. Before, in the evening, Eguavon said that his job is not done with the team. So, and I was also hearing from the former Nigerian goalkeeper too, Peter Ida, that was saying that he should continue, he should do this thing. Did the NFF employ Eguavon to be the coach? They ask him to come and stand in. Is the staff of the NFF could just come and stand in till we get a permanent manager. So him wanting to get the job, I think the best thing for him is to apply for the job. Apply that you want to be coach, and let other people too apply. Then we see maybe you actually qualified. I think you are muted. So maybe we can actually maybe you are qualified to actually take this job.
Yeah.
You can't. The two important positions in Nigerian national team is the technical committee chairman and the coach. You can't be technical advisor and technical committee chairman. You are doing everything. No, you have to pick one. So I support Siasia that Eguavon should have come out immediately after the game against Rwanda in Uyo and announced to Nigerians that he's returning back to office. It's not for him to just say that he's gentle. He's not saying anything. He's quiet. No, he come. He can't be holding those two positions. He needs to pick one. If he wants to be coach, he should resign from the technical committee chairman. Then if he wants to be this thing too, if he wants to also if he wants to be that competition chairman, you announce against Rwanda that no, my job is done. But before he's keeping quiet, he's making us to actually what to guess.
This thing, the parts that I think I agree with Siasia on the, you can't do the two jobs. I think, in a sense, I even feel like there's a conflict of interest that keeps on arising, especially when like we're seeing things like what you're describing about, oh, I'm on the job, oh, I'm not on the job, I'm on the job, I'm not on the job. I just think it's blurring the lines too much. Especially when it continues for longer than maybe just one window. You know, one window you can accept it, but when it continues longer and it seems like they are intentionally just keeping it like that, you know, it doesn't really look like we have an organization. It looks like we have a disorganization, you know. So I agree on that one. This whole short-term contract for foreign coach, me, I've always said it. I don't care if the coach is local, foreign, black, white, yellow, any green. I want the best possible coach for Nigeria. Now, a keyword possible. I'd not say I want the best coach because the best coach is not possible for us. I want the best possible coach for Nigeria. So, amongst the options that realistically we can get, I want the best among them.
Yeah.
So, who are those options? I mean, we're hearing Bruno Labbadia is still in the conversation.
Yeah.
We're hearing some other names.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is there any name here that we can actually like take, like, put our confidence in and say, if we get this person, we are getting the best possible man for the job?
See, let me tell you something about this coaching job. You don't need a Pep Guardiola. Not the poor man Pep Guardiola. You don't need a Pep Guardiola. I'm just saying it's probably the best manager to come and coach this national team. The coach you need is a coach that can install discipline and just tactically good to this national team. No national manager now we hear about the Super Eagles of Nigeria will not say that he wants to come and coach this national team because of these stars who actually what are. We know that the job is going to be easy. If you listen to conversations about John Obi Mikel, this guy gets poet, you know, he discussed about that the guy came to him, that Nigeria contacted him about the Super Eagles coaching job. And he said he was so honest with poet that guy, when you get to Nigeria, you will work with the best players, but you might not get a salary.
Just be aware.
Yeah, just be aware of that. And I think he understands that too, because he's going to be working with better players than the one he took with the Greece national team. So, you know, those in the conversation, according to rumors, what I'm hearing is Roger Smith, the former Benfica manager. I'm even hearing that he even agreed verbally, but they have not, you know, there's nothing there yet. Just agreed verbally, but there's no signed contract yet. You know, in NFF, if the man did not show you a signed contract, if the man did not say that he's now the new coach of the national team, don't agree
You cannot take it to the bank.
You cannot take it. No, I said I don't want to be a part of doom. I said it before that until the man confirm, until everything is sorted, because Roger Smith is not a small manager. He's still in the market. In fact, they're even looking for Roger Smith more than Rafa Benitez. Benitez coach Celta Vigo, he was sacked there. Nobody wants him to. Nobody is looking for Benitez. They still prefer Roger Smith. I'm hearing RB Leipzig wanted Roger Smith. Now they can go for him because they lost against Aston Villa today. So what we are saying is that you know, there's Gas Poet in the conversation, there's Bruno Badia in the conversation, there's Rafa Benitez in the conversation, and also what Roger Smith. But for me, any of those managers can take Nigeria to the World Cup. It's just about getting the team to understand how good they are and play to his instruction. Make sure, look at what Lookman did today. Make sure that they can play to their maximum potential and make sure tell them that you know, this World Cup is a must for Nigeria. If Guavon is the coach, say Gobus is boasting that he will qualify for the World Cup, I'm pretty sure that you know, if we see that he's changing guard in our national team, none of them will be confident that they can just qualify in that group. So for me, I just think that the NFF should go for someone that is disciplined and someone that is just tactically actually work better. And I think that we'll get the World Cup ticket. So for me, the name that top of the list is going to be Roger Smith. I just think that is someone that can come in and actually work in state discipline and make sure the team actually will play well, and the players are there for him to actually what use. So for me, I think Roger Smith is a very, very good coach.
Yeah, and I would say, among the options, I would have to agree with you. Roger Smith, when you even look at his where he's coached in the past, track record of some of the things that he's done, is the one that will give you the most confidence. Rafa Benitez is a big name, but football is a what have you done for me lately type of sport. And lately, Rafa Benitez has not really done too much for you to be impressed
Mhm,
by. And Roger Smith again, for me, I always say this. I like winners. I like winners. I
mhm,
like people that have tried and tested and they've come out on top. And Roger Smith is a winner. He has
mhm,
won in Austria. He has
mhm,
won in China. He
mhm,
has won in the Netherlands. He has
mhm.
won in Portugal.
Yeah.
He is a winner.
Mhm,
So I like winners. Among the options, Roger Smith is probably going to be my favorite right now.
yeah.
Well, maybe next week or maybe closer to when they do an official announcement, if he's the one, we will
Mhm,
do a proper like deep dive into him, into his
yeah.
style of play, into everything. But amongst just preliminary with the rumors, I'm liking his name in the conversation. And I agree with you. Even if it's not him, most of those coaches, if they get the right resources in place, can take us to the World Cup.
Mhm,
Even though Benitez is not the Benitez of before, let's be realistic. Are you going to tell me that Benitez would not be good enough to qualify us against Rwanda, South Africa? You get what I'm
mhm.
saying? Like, they will have the quality, but of course, it's not just about the football. The administration, the logistics, all the other setup has to all come together before they play the game and then get the result on the field.
So let
Let
me
me
just say something. So we have been hearing some people trying to, I don't know, maybe they are commenting or they are backing. I don't know. They are already on rampage. I don't know how somebody almost the comment on this screen now is the one commenting everything. But let me just say something quickly about foreign coaches. See, if under Genetro, most games when we play, you will see that our second half is better than our first half because it change few things. But under Iguavon, our second half is worse than our first half. So we need a coach, a match reader. In fact, we should not only get rid of Iguavon, we should send him away. See, let me just say something, and I will say it this way: Iguavon and Iguavon plays for this country. He serves this country for so many years. I saw Iguavon on the bench against Rwanda. I knew exactly how he felt. If you saw the camera, the way he was like shaking his head and everything, my brother, Iguavon knows that he cannot lead this team. I normally say something. I don't know why we are so greedy. It's time to be selfless. Look at this team very well. If you know that you cannot lead this team, don't limit their potential. You cannot win everything. You must not be in the picture all the time. There's some time that you have to just let go and agree that no, 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 no. I want this team to move forward. There's no way that we can. There's no way that we can actually qualify for the World Cup with Eguavon. We know that. I told you, IoT, that the first game of Eguavon is the best. Since then, everything nosedived. I said it. See, I'm not a prophet of doom, but I said it straight away. It's not this thing. We know. See, if any coach wants to play Eguavon in this World Cup qualifier, let me tell you something. Two coaches came out from that group. Lesotho coach, you imagine, and also the coach of Zimbabwe. They're even confident of getting result against Nigeria because they saw imagine Rwanda went toe-to-toe with Nigeria in Uyo. Rwanda, which will play with high tempo for 60 minutes, they should wear down. They went toe-to-toe with Nigeria in Uyo, but the Republic went toe-to-toe with Nigeria in a neutral venue. And we're still talking about keeping this man. We need to be sincere with what we are saying. No, we need to be sincere with what we are saying. For me, for Eguavon's mental health, he should leave this job and let the competent person to as well to take over. Thank you.
All right. Passionate comments there by Smithlai. Clearly he wants Eguavon out of the job. But yeah, let's see what happens with the NFF. Let's see what happens with the employment. Let's see who they bring on board. With this NFF now, until we see the coach inside in Lagos or in Abuja, we cannot even be 100% sure again.
No, not Lagos, so in Abuja because you are going from Lagos.
But we see him inside glass house. When he take picture with Guso, we know say okay, he don't sign. You know. But yeah, shout out to the NFF, man. Shout out to Roger Smith, shout out to Bruno Labbadia. Let's see who gets the job, and whoever gets the job, man, they better lead us to the promised land. This World Cup, that is in this North America, they better qualify. I want to enjoy football. Okay, let us move on to our final topic for tonight. And we are going to cover the big one that is coming up in 6 days' time in Morocco. I am talking about the CAF Awards 2024. Of course, this is an annual award, that is organized by the Confederation of African Football to celebrate African football stars, and football teams, coaches, and the performances over the year, where they are going to be giving out, several awards to celebrate the different players. Let us see the different. Well, not see. I'm going to read it to you. Unfortunately, I don't have the graphics on the screen. But in the men's category, so player of the year, men. So like this is what we're going to do. We're going to take each award, and then we're going to predict who we think is going to end up as the winner for the award. And that's how we're going to wrap up for today. Okay, let's take player of the year last, actually. So let's start from national team of the year, men. Angola, Burkina Faso, Cote d'Ivoire, DR Congo, Morocco, Mozambique, Nigeria, South Africa, Sudan, and Uganda. National team of the year, men. It's been like, who are you feeling for this one?
Cote d'Ivoire.
Ivory Coast, AFCON champions. I mean,
AFCON champion, top of World Cup for group, qualified
Yeah.
for the AFCON.
it seems like
And the story of the AFCON, to the way they did it too.
Mm.
It's also very funny story, So for me, I think
yeah.
yeah.
I'll agree with you on that one. Africa national team of the year, you can't give Nigeria that lost to Cote d'Ivoire. You can't give somebody that did not do as well. So yeah, Cote d'Ivoire national team of the year. Okay, club of the year. We have Al Ahly FC, we have Zamalek, we have RS Berkane, we have Mamelodi Sundowns, we have Esperance Tunis. Who do you think wins this one? Club of the year.
Al Ahly.
Al Ahly.
Al Ahly,
Why do you say so?
Yeah, I just think that they won the Champions League. So, and though I think they lost the Super Cup to Zamalek, but they have been like the perennial champions of the of the continent. I'll give the best club go play in the Club World Cup.
Yeah.
So yeah, they are the best for me. They're the best for me. Except you want to come through the back door and say you want to pick Zamalek. For me, I think Al Ahly is the best thing.
Al Ahly. And again, for this one, I think I have to agree with you. When you win the continental competition, it's something that the people will always give a lot of weight to. It's not just in Africa. We see it in UEFA as well. Anybody that does well in the Champions League or does well in the Euros, they will always rate the person a bit higher because you want to give credibility to your own competition. So no real surprise for that one. Okay, interclub player of the year. So of course, these are the players that play within the African continent. We have Isufu Dayo. We have Ahmed. Also, Isufu Dayo plays for RS Berkane. Ahmed Said plays for Zamalek SC. We have Hussein El Shahat playing for Al Ahly SC in Egypt. Mustafa playing for Al Ahly. Mustafa is the goalkeeper. And then we have Ronwen Williams, the penalty hero for South Africa at the AFCON of Mamelodi Sundowns. Who do you think? This one is a tough one. Who do you think wins?
Sundowns won the inaugural African Football League, this Super League, African Super League. Yeah. So they won the inaugural edition, and Williams was played a very integral role too. Played a very good role. When they were actually on their way to winning that trophy. So, and also with his exploits during the AFCON, I don't think you can look past Williams. So for me, I think it's going to be Ronwen Williams.
Ronwen Williams, huh? You think Ronwen Williams is one? I have to say, yeah. Even of the way CAF as a body has been hyping him this year. It's always like they've been really pushing him, in everything. He's also nominated for the Player of the Year award.
Yeah.
So if he's nominated for the one that involves everybody that is in Africa and are around, how won't he now be the one that is going to win the one that is for the players in Africa? So I think it's a bit of a tight one because other players did well as well, but Williams is the standout guy. Did well at the AFCON, did well at the Super League, did well in his local league. You know, top performer. Shout out to him. Fantastic year for him, Ronald Williams. I mean, also nominated for the world's best goalkeeper as well. So it's not just a matter of Africa. Okay, let's go over now to the Young Player of the Year award. Young Player of the Year award. So we have Karim Konate of Cote d'Ivoire, player for RB Salzburg. We have Umar Diakate, player for Stade de Reims, also Ivory Coast. We have Yankuba Minte, guy's a baller, man, player for Brighton, the Gambia. We have Elise Benseger, player for AS Monaco and Morocco. And then we have this talented boy, Lamine Camara, the player for AS Monaco and Senegal. Who do you think wins this one?
For me, I think I'm leaning towards Yakuba Minte, because of his exploit for Feyenoord, before he actually was joined Brighton, and he's also doing well in the Premier League. But if you want to make it straight, it's not been performing that well for Gambia, in my opinion. But if you want to make it strictly about national team side, I think it's going to be
Camara.
Camara did well, but it's going to be the Moroccan guy. I think he went to the Olympics and they actually came third in that on the big games. So they can make a case for him.
For Seger.
Yes.
I hear that. I think I think I'll make the case for Camara instead. Camara did well at the AFCON. Even though
second round.
What is it?
Second round.
As a team, but individually he did well while his team was there. I can't remember his exact stats, but he scored goals. Like he had a good performance at the AFCON. Maybe not the best, like you said. AFCON qualifiers as well. He's been doing well in the qualifiers for Senegal. At club level, he's also been doing well.
I think he won it last year.
Yeah, he won it last year. He's the defending Young Player of the Year. So I hear what you're saying about Elise and going to the Olympics and everything, but I don't know. Personally, I think I would give it to Camara. But let's see. Yankuba Minte, I like him, but like you said, maybe at Gambia he has not been shining as much. Maybe it's because of Gambia as a country, But yeah, so that one was split on that one. I said Camara, you said Benseger. So let's see who CAF gives the award.
And it's in Morocco too.
And that part. That part. Okay. Okay. Let us move on now. We are at the Coach of the Year award. Coach of the Year. So we have Pedro Goncalves for Angola. We have MS5 for Cote d'Ivoire. We have Sebastian Desabre of DR Congo. We have Marcel Collet of Alali. We have Hugo Bruce of South Africa. So who do you think takes this one? Coach of the Year. MS5?
Five is the man. Yeah, he's the current African champion. If your team wins the team of the national team of the year, you'll be winning the coach of the year too. So I think it's Five. Five did the unthinkable. He'll be able to steady. Though I think that they have reached I think he already reached the brick wall in this AFCON qualifier. I won't lie to you, but I think he has been screwed by some managers. But for me, I think he did enough from January to October to actually be the coach of the year. So for me, I think it's going to be Five coach of the year.
I mean, I also think they're going to definitely give it to MS5. My only beef is that why did they not nominate Pesero? Because he's no longer there.
He's no longer there, yes.
Because how you put all the bros where him beats, you don't put them.
But he's no longer there.
Yeah, but still, I mean, even when they were doing coaches conference something, they invited him now. So if they wanted, they could have nominated him, even though he has gone. But yeah, shout out to MS5. I agree with you on that one. I think MS5 is going to win the award. Another one that I think we are going to agree again, unfortunately, goalkeeper of the year. We have Andre Onana of Manchester United and Cameroon. We have Yahya Fofana of Angers and Ivory Coast. We have Mustafa of Al Ahly and Egypt. We have Stanley Nwabali of Chippa United and Nigeria. And then we have Ronwen Williams of Mamelodi Sundowns and South Africa. I mean, Ronald Williams is going to take this on. What do you think?
Yes, for me, that one is not even a contest. I've been one nominee. There's only one winner. Yeah, I think it's going to be what Williams. So for me, Williams takes it. Takes it without
William
any
takes
doubt.
it. Shout out to Bali, man. First nomination for the CAF Goalkeeper of the Year. Brilliant year that he had for Nigeria. Fantastic AFCON tournament. Did well at the qualifiers as well. Did well for his club as well. I will say. So kudos to him. Hopefully he can keep it up and get nominated again in the future. But yeah, Ronald Williams, like you said, what he did for his club in the Super League, what he did for his country in qualifying, what he did for his country at the AFCON. Yeah, goalkeeper of the year, Ronald Williams. So that's what 2 awards for Williams now. And then final, the big one, the player of the year. We have Simon Adingra. I cooked a line,
You didn't mention anything about female category?
We will get to female after.
Okay.
Yeah. We have Simon Adingra of Ivory Coast and Brighton. We have Sehu Grassi of Borussia Dortmund and Guinea. We have Achraf Hakimi of PSG and Morocco. And then we have Ronald Williams of Mamelodi Sundowns again and South Africa. And then our star boy, our second star boy, our new star boy, Ademola Lookman of Atalanta BC and Nigeria. Smilai, who wins this one?
Lookman. For me, I think he had a very good AFCON. He was part of the team of the tournament during the last AFCON. He did well for Nigeria. He scored 3 goals, if I'm not mistaken, for Nigeria the last AFCON, and he also had an assist in the first game. So he also did well in in the Europa League final. Don't forget that Lookman played 3 finals this year. Lookman played in the AFCON final. Lookman played in the Coppa Italian final. Lookman played in the in the Europa League final. So, and you can tell me that he's so decisive for Nigeria. For example, now I think Lookman already scored 2 goals during the AFCON qualifiers too. To tell you how important Lookman is actually is to Nigeria. So for me, this year alone, I think Lookman scored 3, 4, 5, 6 goals for Nigeria. This year, if I'm not actually mistaken, because he scored 2 goals, he scored 3 goals during the AFCON. I think he scored 1 goal against Ghana in the friendly game. The second goal in the friendly game. He also scored 2 goals in the qualifiers. So for me, he's got a very decent year. So I think Ademola Lookman should be winning the CAF Player of the Year. I know that there are honorable mentions there too. Players like Ronald Williams. I don't think the goalkeeper is now ripe enough to win it, except maybe probably South Africa win AFCON. I don't think he can actually win it. I think Hakimi too is laying claims to it, but for me, I think he did do enough. He's not even doing well for PSG, and also too, I know he led Morocco to the 3rd place finish at the Olympics. But if they won gold at the Olympics, he can be a strong contender. They did not win gold; they won bronze, and he had a very horrible AFCON. So he can't. He's been bad for the club side too. So he cannot say he laid claims to it. For me, I think don't worry, we hear it very soon. When you hear it's not traveling, it's not winning. As it is.
Well, yeah. Well said. And I have to be in full 1000% agreement, without a doubt, with every fiber of life in my body. The African Player of the Year is Ademola Lookman. He absolutely has to be. His exploits for Nigeria, amazing. His exploits for Atalanta, amazing. He has not even stopped. Less than 1 week to the award, he still score again. Women of the match. Say, you guys, I'm here, I'm him. He has to be the African Player of the Year. One thing that I don't understand, though, I'll just quickly address. I saw comments. I can't remember I assisted with somebody, and then Humble Levin was agreeing with it that people are underrating Ademola Lookman. And I'm like, I don't understand. Like, why do we just throw words out into the world without cross-checking them first, or throw narratives into the? I'm like, how can somebody say Ademola Lookman is underrated? How? Where? When? Everybody talks about Ademola Lookman. Everybody admits how good he is. Everybody admits that he's the best African player and should win the award. Then all of a sudden, he's underrated at home. Ombelemi was not telling me that, he's rated globally, but in Nigeria, he's not rated. Why? Because journalists are not pushing him the same way they pushed Osimhen. I said, come on, guys, have bar now. Let's be realistic. when it comes to PR, when it comes to that one, that's a different thing entirely. And I believe Humble Henry usually watches the program, so he might actually be watching it right now. And Humble Henry was telling me something about like, oh, how for the good of the common good of the society, everybody should put in the same effort. It doesn't matter how much they connect with Lookman or versus Osimhen. It doesn't matter how much they like Lookman versus Osimhen. And I'm like, Humble Henry lives in this fantasy land sometimes. You know, this fantasy land, this utopia where everything is perfect, human beings are perfect people, and everything just happens the way it is supposed to happen. In an ideal scenario, yeah, if he's a Nigerian guy, we'll push him the same way. But let us be realistic. People have preferences. People have people they like. People have people they connect with more. Osimhen gets streets. Osimhen is from under 17, has been doing it in Nigeria, has been connecting with people back home, goes back home every year, gives back to people, supports people, whether it be photographers, whether it be journalists, whether it be this thing, all the connections that he has made, even the people that maybe he has helped them with small money here and there, and they feel indebted to him. All of that. Of course, that is going to translate into a different kind of noise and buzz for Victor versus for somebody else. If it doesn't translate into something different for him, then what's the point of people that actually do PR? Isn't the whole point of PR that when you need public to help and to be on your side, they'll be there because you've done the PR? Which is exactly what Osimhen has done. All the groundwork he has laid in Nigeria to build his rep and to make people love him like this, it counts for something. And that's not to say that Lookman will not still win the award. He will. But in terms of noise from Nigerians, if you are expecting the same level of noise when Osimhen is when Osimhen is nominated for something versus when Lookman or even Iwobi or even in Didi or anybody else, you expect the same level of noise. Let's be realistic. It's like saying if they nominate Messi for an award, Argentines will make the same noise as if they nominated McAllister. Or if they even, let's even say, or if they nominated even Aguero, then it can never be the same level of noise because it's Messi. When Messi won the World Cup, see the noise. Is Messi the first to win World Cup? It's Messi. So when I was saying, like, oh, but he's good, but they should be doing, I'm like, please, we accept this ideal scenario that you're painting in your head. That's not life. Human beings don't work like that. You know, that's just not how it is going to happen. No matter how much you tell me, oh, boy, it's the right thing. Oh, boy, it's how it's supposed to be. Okay, take it to the bank now. You know, so when he didn't want to, I said, but we can live in a perfect. I just say, oh, Hungary, it's okay. I mean, I don't see it do again. And I just thought to myself, I'll talk about it on the podcast where we're talking about the CAF Awards. Oh, but yeah, shout out to Ademola Lookman, man, African Player of the Year 2024 for sure.
Yeah, I just want to ask you a question before we move on. Sorry, because I heard this fabricated award called Lion d'Or, and I give you.
No, isn't that one the Moroccan this thing?
Yeah, is it?
Yes, is it Moroccan award now?
It's a Moroccan award, so it's.
It be like myself, I feel just start my Eagle Door tomorrow now. I just say I they create Eagle Door award. If I get investor, we go back me up small.
Yeah,
we put enough money into it to raise noise, to give prize money. That's the biggest thing, though. Yeah. Everybody compete for Eagle Door.
Eagle Door.
Please.
Yeah.
At least maybe that guy collect something now.
Yeah, it's not. I can see that even Lookman came second ahead of Raimi in that award. That means that maybe they didn't reduce the vote very well. Very funny, very funny.
Yeah. Let's go over to the women's awards very quickly for the CAF Awards 2024. Okay, we'll start with the Club of the Year. Club of the Year for the women. Nominees are TP Mazembe, FC Massa, Asfar of Morocco, Edo Queens of Nigeria. So that's Edo Queens. And then Mamelodi Sundowns of South Africa. Sundowns, Abi? Sundowns take this one. Yeah?
For me, it's TP Mazembe.
Oh, Mazembe?
Yes, it's TP Mazembe. TP Mazembe won the Champions League. They are sure the best team in Africa. You know, they are, for me, they're deservedly the best team in Africa. So for me, TP Mazembe.
Tip Mazembe. Interesting. I thought maybe you would think they will push on us. But again, like you said, I guess we kind of just have to look at it. The CAF Champions League is the thing that
Yeah,
kind of is going to matter the most.
yeah.
That's even what they used to put when we get to player of the year. I will air my grievance because that's what they used to put that girl inside our inside our player of the year,
Mhm.
player of the year award nominee. But yeah, I was going to say this thing, but I mean, in a sense, I kind of don't like the fact that the whole award sort of comes down to who did well on the continent.
Mhm.
But at the same time, my preference would be my Melody Sundowns, but I agree with you that they will give it to the
I
winner of
did
the CAF.
correct on the group stage.
I don't. Well, okay, I get you. I get you. But that's the thing. Like, okay, they're counting the Champions League that just happened. Mamelodi
Yes.
Sundowns, this thing. If I
Yeah.
look at the whole year before that, I think
Mhm.
Mamelodi Sundowns were a good team.
They were a good team, but you have to. For me, I think Tip Mazembe is just.
No. I'm not doubting that Mazima might have been, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think Sundowns were that bad. Like, yeah, they did not do well in the Champions League. You know,
Mhm.
this quick shots Champions League tournaments that happened in 2 weeks. But
Mhm.
before those 2 weeks, I felt
Mhm.
like they were.
They were doing well in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, that's where they were competing now.
And the Edo still were doing well too.
Yeah, but that's where they were competing. So
Tip
I get
Mazembe were doing well in the Eastern
okay.
South Africa.
I hear, Sha, I hear you. So they have
Yeah.
to do the
They
tie break.
won. They won the last year one. They
They
can't
did.
win this year one
Yeah, they
again.
won the last year one. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so I'll just give you that one. I'll say yeah, Team Mazembe. They'll win it. They'll win it. Okay, let's move forward. Or Edo Queens maybe that was. Um,
Mhm.
but let's move forward. Interclub Player of the Year. Interclub Player of the Year. So we have Meviel Nanguji of TP Mazembe and DR Congo. We have Lacho Floramata, TP Mazembe, DR Congo. We have Doha El Madani, Asfa, Morocco. We have Khadija El Rimchi, Asfa, Morocco. We have Sana Mzudi, Asfa, Morocco. Obviously, the winner of this one is Sana Msudi, the Moroccan girl. I think she was the best player at or one of the best players at the Champions League. She got to the final with Asfa. She's
Okay.
nominated. She's nominated for the main award, so she's going to win in that club.
For me, it's Floramata.
Uh,
It's Floramata. For me, I think that girl, she did something. She will dominate a lot in African football. Fantastic player. For me, I look at it the way what she showed as far, in the two games that she was played. The first one, I would say that they were not, it was they were being unfair to them when they lost in the group stage. But this time around, in the final, they showed what that she was made of. For me, it's going to be Floramata. What a player! What a player! Go and ask Miracle Sani. She will tell you more about Floramata. So for me, I think Floramata will win.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like the Umsudi plays for Morocco, is hosting in Morocco. I
Yes.
mean, they even found a way to nominate her for the main player of the year from some nowhere. They nominated her for the main player of the year award as well. Ah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see how they won't choose her. It seems like they want to push that babe.
Well, I know that Chief Mazembe, DR Congo, CAF president, so,
Well,
yeah,
let's see. At least that one we have difference of opinion. So
yeah,
let's see what they go for. It's going to be interesting to see. CAF. I
yeah.
know that sometimes I always shake my head at the decisions of the technical committee of CAF. Well,
Yeah.
but let's see what happens with this one. Okay, let's move over to the young player of the year. Young player of the year. We have Habiba Sabri of Marsa and Egypt. We have Doha El Madani of Asfa and Morocco. We have Lina Mokhtar Jamai of Paris Saint-Germain and Morocco. We have Chiamaka Okuchuku of Rivers Angels and Nigeria. And then we have Ntabiseng Magia of Mamelodi Sundowns and South Africa. Any chance for Kuchuku here?
Yeah, for me, I think she's the favorite to win it. I think
World Cup
she's
performance has to be.
yeah, World Cup, yeah, World Cup performance fantastic during the World Cup. She was the best African player during the World Cup. I don't know about maybe they didn't nominate Naomi Eto'o.
No.
Oh, but if Namieto will be, I don't know why they cut off to Namieto. Maybe they're planning to do something different. But for me, it's Yamaka Okojiko.
Chiamaka Okuchuku. I'm going to agree with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okuchuku,
Yeah.
is fantastic display at the World Cup, showed herself to a high level. That's the reason why she got nominated. So if you're going to
Mm-hmm.
nominate her for that, then you have to give her the award for that.
Yes.
And it's going to be a nice feather in her cap. I'm looking. I'm looking forward to it. So shout out to the young player. She's a definitely talented player, and she could be something serious in the future.
Yeah.
So she's one to keep watching. Okay, national team of the year. We're almost at the end. National team of the year. Nominees are Cameroon under 20, Morocco, Nigeria, South Africa, Zambia. Nigeria for the win.
For me, I think Nigeria for the win. I think Nigeria for the win. I think though there's nothing to even justify that Nigeria should win, but
We went to Olympics.
Zambia has to win the Olympics now.
What is it?
Zambia has to win the
They
Olympics.
flog Zambia more than they flog us now.
Yes, it is. So
They
depends on
flog Zambia more than they flog us, and we
who
were
them
winning our
flog less.
qualifiers.
Who them flog less.
What is it?
Who them flog less? Now you go win.
Abi?
So
And
Nigeria.
we were winning our qualifier as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was all the people that they nominated, even Cameroon under 20. What did they do that they even nominated? They went to World Cup to go and chop beating.
Yeah, you got you. No, they actually what they did that under 20. They did well.
Under 20. They only won. They won one. They lost two.
They won one, they lost
They
two, but
won one
because
in the group. They
they were
qualified
playing
and then they
this
lost to
expansive
Brazil.
style of football, this champagne style of football. So, I remember the game against Brazil, they were about to win it. They just lacked concentration and they lost the whole thing out. So they were just playing this expansive Brazilian champagne style of football. That was why they were nominated.
Who won national team of the year last year? South Africa, abi?
Nigeria.
Nigeria won last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's true because
Nigeria
I remember
won. Their coach did not win. Coach of the year. That's what it was.
So if we win national team of the year this year, who gets the credits? Wardrum?
Yeah. Wardrum, not Magudu.
Not Guso.
Not Guso. You come and take it because they will not be able to travel.
They will not. It's the one that representative of NFF come and carry the award.
Yeah. Or Ibrahim Sanusi.
Okay. Let's move on. Goalkeeper of the year. This one we know the winner.
No, you don't.
Nominees: Fideline Ngoy of Mazembe and Congo, Habiba Sabri of Massa and Egypt, Khadija El Rimchi of Asfa and Morocco, Chiamaka Enadozie of Paris FC and Nigeria, and then Andile Dlamini of Sundowns and South Africa. Undoubtedly, this one, any other outcome, and we riot, we storm the CAF office. Of course, the goalkeeper of the year is Chiamaka Enadozie. Of course.
Yes.
Of course. And I'm going to make a bold prediction that unless Chiamaka Enadozie gets injured for 1 year, she's going to win the next 5 in a row. Unless she gets injured and she should miss maybe half a season, Chiamaka is going to win the next 5 goalkeepers of the year. I don't see any African goalkeeper from somewhere that wants to say they can compete near the level of Chiamaka.
Yeah.
Unless maybe one young girl they discover her next year or something. But of all the ones that I've discovered already, nobody can lace her boots.
Yeah, for me, Chiamaka is the best.
She will win for the next 5 years unless she gets
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. Shout out to Chiamaka for that one. Okay. And then we have Coach of the Year. Coach of the Year for women. So we have nominees Lamia Bumedi, the coach of TP Mazembe. We have Ahmed Ramadan, the coach of FC Massa. We have Mohamed Amin Aliou, the coach of Asfa. We have Tinasonke Mbuli, the coach of University of the Western Cape. And then we have Christopher Danjuma, the coach of Nigeria U20. So who takes this one? Danjuma?
No, not Danjuma. If Danjuma takes it, we will riot.
Coach of Mazembe.
Yeah, I think she's good. She was so good tactically. She got everything, and she was spot on during the last CAF Women's Champions League. So for me, I think she deserves it, and she's also from Morocco.
Yeah, I'm going to definitely give it to her. I mean, her team did the best on the continent, like we rightly mentioned. Did well in the league as well. Give her credits. Fantastic job, well done for her. Yeah. And then finally, the big one on the women's category. Player of the Year. The nominees are Tabitha Chawinga, Olympic Lyon and Malawi. Temwa Chawinga, Kansas City and Malawi. Sana Msudi, Asfa and Morocco. Chiamaka Enadozie, Paris FC and Nigeria. Barbara Banda, Orlando Pride and Zambia.
Banda.
Banda.
She's,
It has to be Banda.
it has to
I
be
mean,
Banda. It's long deserving. She's been around for a while. She's been doing well even during her injury and everything that she wasn't in the last AFCON. When she came back, she led the team very well. They qualified for the World Cup. She was good at the World Cup. She was good at the Olympics for them too. So for me, I think it's Barbara Banda.
No, it absolutely has to be Banda. I mean, fantastic year she had for both club and country. I
Yeah.
mean, breaking records everywhere she's going. I mean, I was watching her in the NWSL and the rate at which she used to score and just the quality that she exudes. Like when she's playing, you can just tell that she's a different class. Broke the old, like just fantastic player, man. I cannot talk too much. 17 goals in 23 starts for our club, and even more for her country. Well, not more goals, but even fantastic ratio for her country as well. Scored 4 goals at the Olympics when all the African teams were well, Nigeria were struggling to score 1 goal as a whole team. So
I
just
mean, he
fantastic.
scored more than all Africans together, but
To get
only Nigeria, but so.
So fantastic. I'll also give a shout out to Chiamaka. Fantastic performance, good year with Paris FC. We'll give her that one. I'm going to also give a shout out to the Chawinga sisters, Tabitha and Temwa. Tabitha had a fine season for PSG. She moved to Lyon, continued balling. Temwa Chawinga, I watched her a lot in Kansas City in the NWSL because I watch a lot of the NWSL. If you haven't realized by now, fantastic player. Again, another one just like Banda. When you see her with the ball, you can just tell that she's a level above these players. She's just so good, and she shoots from outside the box. I remember I was watching which game was it? I think it was the last game of the regular season, or so, or the second to the last game. And then the goal she scored, I was just like, wow, like, man, how is this babe so freaking good? Because and that she broke the scoring record for the league, like just a fantastic around year, man. Temwa Chawinga. That's why this is the year that you cannot really argue for the Nigerian babes because, man, the other people did well. Malawi, fantastic year. Zambia with Banda. But my bone of contention that I said I'm going to address, my bone of contention, my absolute beef. See, every year I have this beef with CAF because I don't know what their technical committee is doing. Last year, was it last year or 2 years ago? You nominate Ajibade for the main award. Somehow, Chawinga beats her in the top 3. Sorry, I said not Chawinga. Katlana. Somehow, Katlana beats her in the top. Katlana, that was her teammate. Now she chased Katlana come out from the club. But somehow, they put Katlana in the top 3. I think it was 2 years ago. And they did not put her.
Yeah.
Last year, somehow, after what Ajibade did for Nigeria, both at the WAFCON before that, year for maybe they don't consider it, and at the World Cup, in the CAF African 11, they didn't put her there. They put Linda Motlalo and they put Katlana. How did Katlana and Motlalo enter there and Ajibade didn't?
Yeah.
Now this year again, you put her in the initial long list of nominees, and then when you shortlist it, I cannot argue Ajibade over Banda. I cannot argue Ajibade over the Chawinga sisters.
Yeah.
But you see that beautiful young girl called Sanam Sudi. Let's be freaking serious here now. Come on, guys. Let's be serious here. Okay, you claim she was one of the best players at the CAF Champions League, and that's the reason why she deserves to be there. Now, there end. Like she did not win the tournament. She scored 2 goals and had 1 assist in the tournament. Okay, boo-hoo. It's not like she went there and she scored 7 goals in 4 matches or some crazy thing like that. She scored 2 goals in 1 assist in the tournament. When they got to the knockout of the tournament, she ghosted. The 2 goals and 1 assist were in group stage. They got to the knockout, she ghosted. But somehow she had a better year than Ajibade.
Yeah.
CAF, man. You people just always do nonsense sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know from how. Maybe they just wanted to just promote one Moroccan, or they just wanted to promote one interclub player, or they wanted to promote one interclub player that happens to be Moroccan as well. I
Yeah.
don't know what it was, but this is it's an injustice, man. Like, I'm not saying Ajibade should be the best player of the year. She's not, but she should be nominated in this short list. She should be getting her due credit. Like,
At least.
at least. Like, what does she have to do?
At
And
least.
it's annoying because this thing has happened multiple years in a row now. Like, she's a Christian, so she know that she doesn't take it to heart. But me, I take it to heart for her.
Me too. For me, I think it's extremely unfair. I think it's just like we only see this Morocco taste in this award, and I don't blame them. They are the one actually hosting. Don't be surprised that I'm expecting a magic in this award ceremony, but it's not. I don't just want the magic to be on Lookman. That is it.
Okay. So there we have it, y'all. Player of the year, women, we said Barabanda. Player of the year, men, we said Ademola Lookman, our very own. Anything other than Ademola Lookman, and I'll book you people flights for us to go to Morocco and storm the office. No, the office is not. Where is the CAF office?
It's in Cairo.
It's in Cairo. We storm Cairo. Shebi, this man is there. Bayo, Mr. Bayo, who will help us to organize boys in Cairo.
Yeah.
to help us organize boys. But yeah, those are our predictions. If you agree with us, if you disagree with us, please let us know in the comments. And yes, we're going to call it a night. It's been a long episode. Fantastic one though. I've enjoyed it. What do you say?
No request tonight.
No request tonight. No, okay. No request tonight. We're already even out of time. But yes, thank you very much, guys. If there's any questions that you have for us, guys, that you want us to cover on the next show, anything that you want us to talk about, please drop it in the comments. Engage with us. If you haven't liked the channel or the video, rather, please, before you go, make sure you like this video. We only have 36 likes. For the number of people that have been watching, that's very sad. It means that over 50% of people just watched and didn't bother to like. They pay me, guys. Please like the video. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you are on other platforms like Facebook, like Instagram, like X, please make sure you subscribe to the Ego Striker YouTube channel so that you never miss an episode. If you're on Instagram, you only caught the last 20 minutes today. The whole show was 2 hours.
Yeah.
So please make sure you subscribe on YouTube so that you never miss the show. You catch the full gist, you see and hear everything that we talk about. And make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss out on other exciting content, conversations, everything that we talk about. I'm recording 2 interviews tomorrow with 2 players, one Super Eagles player and one not Super Eagles player. Those 2 interviews are going to be published on the Eagle Striker YouTube channel in January. Knock on wood, you guys should pray for me. Fingers crossed. I want to do 52 interviews in 2025. That comes
one interview per week.
One per week, yes. I want to do 52 interviews in 2025. Umar Kali, I see you just joined. You are one of them. I want to do 52 interviews in 2025. So Kelechi, please, I'm going to contact you. You're one of those 52. So pray for me, guys. Wish me luck. Support the channel. Support the content. Watch the content. Engage with the content. Share it with your friends, your family on different forums so that we can continue bringing you guys quality content and so that the junior does not die. And so that we can make money and I can quit my job and do this full time. But that's a sidebar, but I'm actually being very serious with that one. Like, I want to do this full time. So, and that's what we're actively working towards now. So we're pushing things further. We're doing a lot more original ideas, more content. And by the grace of God, things are going to continue going the way we dream them up. But yeah, it's been a pleasure, guys. Thank you very much for engaging with us. Always nice to talk to you guys. Okay, Smith, final word before we go.
No, another fantastic, another good Tuesday, good episode, very interesting. I think that 2 hours is already gone, sir. very engaging conversation. It's just for you do this for you guys. Spread the gossip. Spread the gospel.
Spread the gospel. Yeah.
Let people know that we are here Tuesday night. This is like where we catch our cruise on Tuesday night. Come on. So just come and actually what discuss. And I'm happy that the turnout today actually was fantastic. So guys, 2025 is gonna be good. So suppose I can go to Morocco twice.
CAF Awards on December the 16th and
Yeah.
Christmas on December the 25th.
Yeah.
And here's on January the 1st. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be back next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Yeah.